Hi, America from my phone and welcome to another video. Today's Spotify Wrapped is finally here, so I'm going to be breaking down what my Wrapped looks like for you and all my top songs of the year. 2024 has been an excellent year for music. It's been a packed year for music. I listened to almost 400 albums for the first time, many of which came out this year, but also in previous years. And I honestly don't know what to expect. I feel like I was definitely in an explorer mood rather than listening to comfort songs a ton. So in terms of top artists, I think Taylor Swift will definitely be there. She's been my number one ever since she released her back catalog back in 2017. So I expect her to be there, especially because I don't feel like there was any dominant artist I was listening to other than that. And also she dropped a massively large album this year. I discovered Hemlock Springs at the tail end of 2023, and I think she could be there, at least songs-wise. She'll definitely have some hits in there. Aaliyah's Interlude has both Fashion Icon and It Girl. Madonna is probably going to be there based on my reactions as well, because I just got into more of her music this year in particular. And I think because I was just going all over the place in terms of music, I'm not even sure if like the last 10 or 20 songs are even going to be the most important songs of the year, or just songs that just happen to make the cut. But I am overall excited. I have an iPad that I get to use once a year, and it is for this. And we're going to screen record and we'll go through it together. We're going to go with just how they present the rap, and then we'll go into my top songs after that. So anyway, let's just get into it. Life moves fast. Luckily, we took notes. You listened for 34,820 minutes this year. That's definitely an increase. That puts you in the top 9% of listeners worldwide. Dang, y'all are listening to a lot. Your biggest listening day was June 13th with 376 minutes. Where did you find the time? What was I doing June 13th? I think that could have been as I was about to fly back from Germany. But I don't know what I listened to a ton on. Oh, maybe Croatia also. I had a big long bus for that, so it could be that. You played 5,787 songs this year. I'm proud of that. And one song again and again and again and again. What is it? I wonder what it is. It is Hemlock Springs, POS. I love that song. I played that at the top of the year. I was in the top 0.05% of listeners globally. Taste. Streamed it 26 times starting on January 1st. Okay. Commitment never sounded so good. 26 times. Very true. I, again, don't listen to songs over and over again. I think each year I've never listened to my top song more than like 30 times. I just don't listen to it that much. And 26 times really sounds like a lot less than I probably did, just because I feel the song more. I did start it on January 1st because I saw Hemlock Springs and this Going Going Gone EP in a lot of people's year-end lists, and I wanted to check it out, and I listened to it, I think 3 days before the new year, and then I just was streaming POS, Sever the Blight, and Heaven all the time. I expect the other two, if they're not right here, to be in more stuff. While it's not a competition, yeah, music should not be. There is a leaderboard. Okay. Oh, so this is going to be my top 5 songs and artists, probably. My top 5 songs. Okay. POS, yes. Yes and from Ariana Grande. Guilty as Sin from Taylor Swift. Sever the Blight, also from Hemlock Springs. And Hypnotize from Purple Little Disco Machine. I think that's Sophia and the Giants. Yes. Okay. These are like the 5 anthems I was having in Germany. A lot of these I discovered very early in 2024 or maybe late 2023 when they were out before then, and I just really held on to it. I really like the beginning of Yes and. I honestly really like that and the instrumental of it. I don't think I ever listened to it that much, but I feel like the instrumental I would have just lived for it as much. That was the main reason why I like that song. It just like scratched that itch in my brain. Tia Sin is by far my favorite song from the new album from Taylor, and yeah, I just really liked that a lot. That album really came out during the time where I was feeling the Tortured Poets Department. I had kind of a sense of heartbreak like a week before this album came out. So it was a lot to take in. And Guilty as Sin just felt right. Sever the Blight is very good. I really like that. And Hypnotize was very good when I was feeling stressed and alone and homesick. Hypnotize was like, I'm coming home tonight. And that really hit in the right way for me. So those songs all make a lot of sense for being my top 5 this year. You've changed, and so has your listening. Oh, evolution. Look at your 2024 music evolution. Okay. March is what? Tell me some things. March was your otherkin talent concurrence Europop phase. You were really into artists like Luna, Aiko, and Baby Lasagna. I was just getting ready for Eurovision. That's really what was it. I got to go see Eurovision, which was sick. April was my Pink Pilates Princess Catwalk Pop season. Honestly, so true. Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, Charlie XCX. Yeah, exactly. September was my Pumpkin Spice Strut Indie Pop moment. Okay, it just is the fall version. Hemlock Springs, Maud Latour, and Mr. Wives. Love them all. You listen to 1,362 artists. That is a number I'm really proud of. Really. Oh, Taylor Swift is the top artist of my year, and I think everyone's year, if I saw that early. My longest listening streak was 6 days. Okay, probably playing Tortured Poets Department when it came out. Your top 5% fan, and you spent 1,571 minutes together. You overachiever. Who else got a lot of plays this year? I don't know. I told you, I think it was Taylor, but I don't know. Big reveal in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, so my top artists are Taylor Swift, SZA again, Madonna, Beyonce, and Charli XCX. I probably listened to SOS again. Oh, and I got to see SZA in concert, so I definitely listened to both the albums again for that. So, you know, just in a large swath, that was what's going to happen. Madonna makes sense because of me reacting to multiple albums and then, you know, playing them, so I understand how I feel about them. And also choosing to add some into my daily life. Beyonce makes sense for Cowboy Carter being a long album, and I also really liked Renaissance that I was still playing routinely. And Charli XCX, Brat was there. Brat, the remix album was there. I went to multiple Brat nights this year, and so I was playing that as well. And I'm surprised Chappell Roan, she probably would be 6th, is my guess. Because now that I think about it, I definitely played Chappell Roan a lot this year as well. But these are the 5 that make it there, and to be fair, Chappell Roan doesn't have as long of an album as Cowboy Carter is. Oh, looks like we have company. What is this about? It's taking forever to load. It's probably like the calls. Oh, hi, Taylor. This is all muted right now, so I cannot hear what she's saying, but that's okay. We'll get to it at another time. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Until we meet again. Oh, was that it? Really? Quick. So that was the main visualizer wrapped. I didn't think we got anything super weird. I mean, I guess we got the idea of taking those daylist playlists and making it into what you were doing each month of the year. But they felt pretty random, in my opinion. It wasn't as quirky as the You Belong in Burlington, Vermont, which oddly enough, I did get offered a job there that I didn't end up taking in Burlington, which is funny that I could have, and it could have been like, oh, Spotify foretold my future or something like that. Otherwise, it felt fairly short. It felt like it was getting to the meat and potatoes of it and just doing the thing. I knew that my listening had gone up because I had a lot of commutes. I had a lot of travel. I definitely made an initiative to listen to a lot more music this year. And I think that really showed in my knowledge for Grammy predictions or for getting literally the minutes or just otherwise just knowing just how many different artists and songs I've listened to in a year. Now we're getting into songs. I'm just going to do screenshots for that part because I just don't think we need to screen record and overwhelm my poor, really old iPad. The top 5, again, POS, Yes and, Guilty as Sin, Silver the Blade, Hypnotized. We went over it. Murder on the Dance Floor, Saltburn came out this year. I did not watch it, but I really found the song and fell in love with it. I know it's older, but now it's here. Florida, another highlight, absolutely, from Tortured Poets Department. Bodyguard is my highlight from Cowboy Carter. And Too Slow from Maud Latour. If you have not heard of Maud Latour, she is bubblegum pop and just fun indie pop. I really thought she had a very similar voice to Lorde when she was first starting out. And I'd love to see her evolve. She is a small artist, and I think you definitely should listen to her. I'm surprised that Too Slow is that high, maybe just because it came out earliest, but I am a big fan of Curse Romantics, and I bet I will see that in a little bit. And then Red Wine Supernova was my biggest Chappell Roan song this year. Yeah, definitely started liking that song a lot more after seeing her live. I think the live version just really went well. And I think I had gotten to the point where I had started to overplay the songs that were initially my favorites and are still probably my tops from the album. So I think that song makes a lot of sense. If The Giver comes out anytime soon, it will be up here next year probably, because I really have loved that song as well from her. Now we have Heaven. The Holy Trinity of Hemlock Springs has been found. I listened to other songs from Hemlock Springs as well. They might be in here, but those three are the three that were like, okay, I need to listen to Hemlock Springs. That. And those three are done. Now listen to Nicole from Tom Asphalt. That's interesting. That's exciting. The album that this comes from was an album that I checked out for the first time this year. It's not from this year, but this song from it was something I just kept playing over and over again. It's a fun pop banger. I love supporting men in pop because they're normally not too good. And I like seeing the ones that are doing something. And I'm going to sing their praises when they actually are trying to match the level of what many of these women do on a daily basis. Then we have American Girl from Bonnie McKee. If you don't know, this song I had heard originally on Just Dance a long time ago when I played Just Dance all the time. And this is actually a re-recording. This album had been shelved and like scrapped by her original label, but I think she released this independently because people wanted it. And it's really just a hot girl album as a whole. And this song was a song that I really started playing heavily when I got back to America and got to get back into my country and have almost a little bit of patriotism, even though we politically as a country and just in a lot of ways are lacking and need to do better. But this was the fun, like, let's just have a fun time. I feel like this whole year has been a lot of music that's trying to avoid any terror or the collapsing world or whatever. We're just trying to have fun and ignore that and distract yourselves from that. And I think this song goes very well within that canon. Then Is It Over Now is back again. It literally had made it to my top 20 or top 25 last year, even though it was so late in the year. And it carried over. I still really liked it, and it was really good. Feather from Sabrina Carpenter is a great song, and I just feel like it was a crowd-pleasing song. I put it on a lot of playlists that I was hosting events and parties for, and it was just a good vibe to dance to because a lot of people liked it. Young, old, German, American, whatever. It was just a good time. So thank you, Sabrina Carpenter, for making that song. Now we have Super Graphic Ultra Modern Girl, which is my standout from Chappell Roan's album. That makes a lot of sense. Riverdance is one of the other highlights I had from Cowboy Carter. I'm Gonna Get You Back is another one of my highlights from Torture Poets Department. Satellite from Lana. This song won Eurovision a long time ago, like 20-ish years ago. And I just fell in love with the accent of it. And when I was getting ready into Eurovision stuff, my friends who were into Eurovision in Germany had showed me that song because it was one of the times that Germany has actually won Eurovision. And so I started listening to it. I was also feeling a little lovey-dovey in my personal life. And so, yeah, it worked at the time. It still is a fun listen. It's, again, just like, just good vibes all around. Really, if you look at this playlist, I'm going to assume, generally speaking, is that it's going to be a lot of let's have fun. And then a few songs that were emotional and got me through some things that I need to get through. So I think that's really where we're going to end up. And rounding out the top 20 with Good Luck Babe, it was everywhere. A lot of people wanted me to play it. It was on a lot of playlists that I randomly had it on. And so it makes sense for it to be here. But is it my favorite song the Chappell Roan has released? No. Is it in my top 5? Probably not. But it is still a good song. I'm not going to fault it for that. I think the cover really just does me under for it. So I think that's my main reason why I'm not the biggest fan of it. Next we have It Girl from Aaliyah's Interlude. I told you she'd be here, and I'm really surprised she's not top 20. I don't know how Good Luck Babe beat her at all. Like, I listen to It Girl like at least once a week, and I've listened to it since like April. So that is like 25 times. I thought it could have been in the top 5, really. But yeah, still a really great song. Girl I've Always Been from the Spilled version of Guts. Very much fun. I'm surprised that it beat out So American. So American I definitely expect to see here later. 360 is my favorite off of Brat. The Bolter is also a great cut. And I listen to it a lot more in the summer and the fall. Espresso, it's been everywhere. You know, we had that playlist controversy thing. I don't use autoplay, so it wasn't something that was happening for me. But it was a good vibe while I was listening to it. The Dress from Dijon. I listen to a couple of Dijon tracks just every now and then. I listened to Talk Down a ton last year, and that showed up here. And then The Dress is this year's version. Even though they're on the same album, they came out multiple years ago. This is the one I listened to this year. Hot to Go, makes sense. So High School, a song that really needed me to drive in the car. If you are in Europe or if you do not drive a car, I feel like this song is not for you. If you are a New Yorker or just live and you only use public transit or your parents or whatever, it just isn't the vibe. When you listen in the Midwest, at least, to this song and you're just driving, it just fully hits. Yes, there's corny lines, a lot of corny lines, but I don't know, it really just vibes at that moment. Virgo's Groove, I'm surprised to see it this high, but I'll take it. And Dance the Night from Dua Lipa, which a lot of people loved in Europe, a lot of people loved in America. It kind of felt like Feather in the way that like they are just good songs to add to the playlist if you just want to dance or just are doing a dinner party or whatever you're doing. So yeah, I was all about having a lot of fun this year, especially musically, because why not? Okay, looking down, it's already going to start to get weird. Abranse Paris, love that song from Gloria Trevi. I found this out because when I watched everyone's favorite Drag Race lip syncs of 2023, this was the lip sync that people liked from Drag Race Mexico. And then Galavaro, of course, was on Global All Stars. We know how I feel about how production treated her. But this song is just very fun. It's very charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent-y. And I just overall very much enjoy this song. And it was just a good, bad girl. And also in another language. I love doing songs in another language if I am feeling the vibes also. Then we had The Tower from Luna. I'm surprised that it went this high. I just think it's a fun song. It was from Eurovision. It didn't even qualify to make it to the grand final. It should have. I'm very shocked it didn't. But I fully did enjoy the song. Sympathy as a Knife is another great highlight. I think Charlie XCX, when she did SNL doing 360 and Sympathy as a Knife, was a great duo for her to do. So I fully support her on it. Seek and Destroy, I'm surprised it did that well. But I will take it because I do really like that song. But I'm shocked that it got literally this high. I just do not know why it did, but I'll take it. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. Another song I'm surprised. I think it was one of my highlights originally when I listened to Torture Poets Department, but it wasn't the one I kept. So maybe just because I could add it to a playlist and it was more crowd friendly that I did that. Curse Romantics from Mod Latour should be higher than Too Slow in my personal opinion. I really like that song. Why Are You Still Here from Alt Fiction. I heard that for the first time late 2023. It might have even made it then because I was listening to it a lot. And I think I just kept it on playlists that I continued on with into 2024. Same with Undo, Back to My Heart from Tinashe and Wax Motif. Honey Boy is a very good song. It's from the same producer that did Hypnotize. And it has Benjamin Grosso, who I learned from Eurovision's time past and who actually did perform at the afternoon preview that I went to for Eurovision, which was iconic. Him and Eleni Ferreira, who does Fuego, both of those are some of my highlights from Eurovision in the past, and the fact that they were both there at my show in particular was lovely. We end with Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl, which I like, but I don't know why it got hit this hard. In top 40? I'm actually really shocked that it made it that high. Maybe I added it to party playlist, but I just don't remember listening to it that much, especially over something like So American, where I distinctly remember listening to that a lot. Now rounding out the top half, we have Heated. Lovely song. I think it was in my top 10 last year. I Hate It Here, another highlight, and especially relevant when I felt like no one cared about me in Germany. Kill Bill, maybe just for the pop and those type of playlists, but I'm surprised that it's here. So American, great. I told you it should be here. Not My Fault with Megan Thee Stallion. This was very early in the year. Wow. I didn't realize how I was playing a lot of things on repeat during that time, and then lately I don't play things on repeat that much. Fashion Icon, yes, lovely. But Daddy, I Love Him. 212, Icarus, and My King is Karma. Grant Kanoki is still a great artist. I think I mentioned Icarus last year as well, and then I listened to his full album that came out this year, and I really liked it. So yes, check him out if you haven't already. Queer man artist. We love to see it. Otherwise, I'm just surprised about a lot of more popular songs like Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl, Kill Bill. I'm surprised to see them here. My King is Karma, I don't remember listening to it that much. So the fact that we are only in the top half right now, I think the second half is going to be wild. I might not even recognize some of them here. I was right, because we have Lost Time from Tyler Conroy and Morgan Riley. I played that song once for a week straight. So that is why it's here. Welcome to My Island is still great. Iconic from Amelia is also a really great song. Saturn from SZA is also a great song. Pedestal is a song that was in Eurovision this year. And was it my favorite? No. But it kept being played when I was playing the playlist that had a lot of songs that were from Eurovision on it. So I don't know why it was just so focused on that. The Kingdom is Within You. I need to listen to that whole album, but I randomly heard this song at random and I really like it. So yeah, it's there. I Really Like You must have been me putting things on playlists. It must be, because it's not my standout from Carly Rae Jepsen at all, but it was definitely one that I thought would be like, pop, pink, elastic, plastic, fantastic. Channeling the energy of like the Barbie movie. That's what I was trying to do with a lot of my playlists. And so it makes sense why that track in particular is the one that's here. Conceited from SZA, Anna Sun, and Back to Back. Yeah, all of those are good. I'm surprised that Anna Sun from Walk the Moon is this high up. I think I listened to it maybe like 3 times. So like, again, the top song is at 25. Just imagine by the time we get to 100, like, how many times have I actually heard this song? But Back to Back, I've listened to several times, so I'm kind of surprised that Anna Sun got the same amount. How did that happen? I'm actually kind of shocked. Especially when we get into the next one, because Bad Idea, right? Levi's Jeans, Good Graces, After Midnight, all those feel like they should have been played way more than Anna Sun, but maybe they're all at the same level and they just picked them like alphabetically. The Very First Night, which I believe it's his 3rd year in a row being on this playlist, is the top song of 2022 for me. And then in 2023, it was definitely still there, but probably far down. So I think it just jumped up somehow. But it's a fun song. Favorite Kinda High is my favorite from Kelly Clarkson's new album. Bed Chem is also a great song. I think Good Graces, Bed Chem, Taste are my 3 of the newer songs from Sabrina Carpenter's album that I like. Talking to Yourself is still really great. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me is good. And Pink Pony Club is also a classic. I was asked by my friends a lot to play Chappell Roan, so they are going to be scattered throughout this playlist because they often just wanted to play the whole album in full. A lot of my friends are people who like to just repeat, watch, and listen to things. And I'm not that person, but I can try to accommodate when I can. It's a pretty solid top 60, I will say. So let's keep going. Didn't have Taste, as I mentioned. I, again, have Taste. Iconic from Madison Rose. I listened to that a ton in 2023. And it was great. The Alchemy just hit sometimes, especially, again, when you're thinking American vibes. Like when you got to So High School, like The Alchemy makes sense there. Casual. Motivation from Normani is just still a great song. Dream Boy from Waterparks is still just a really great song. You're Losing Me finally it's time to be in a playlist because it couldn't get recognized the year it came out because it's so late. Sneaker Night is still a great song. Nas Ondas do Radio from Pablo Vittar. I'm surprised that is my biggest song from her Batial Tropical Volume 2, but it is here. And Doing It Again and Baby from Girl in Red. That is a fun song. So yeah, these are all fun songs. I probably have listened to them each maybe 5 times. This year in particular. Yeah, I am an explorer. We have Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus. I love the bi-representation, and so I had to give it some support. Gemini Feed from Banks. Great. I got into a lot of Banks music this year. I'm excited for when she comes out with a new album. Rim Tim Doggy Tim should have won Eurovision, but it got, I think, 2nd or 3rd, which is okay. We can take that. I do support The Code and Nemo and all of that, but I did like Rim Tim Doggy Tim more. Juno is also a newer highlight. I'm actually surprised that that one gets put so far down. I'm really surprised by the gaps, is what I mean. Is that I feel like the difference between It Girl and Fashion Icon, I probably have listened to them maybe 3 more times, It Girl maybe, and yet they're so far apart. So I don't know what's going on there. The Prophecy I'm also surprised about. I did not listen to The Prophecy that much. The Thrill Is Gone. High Grace, I feel like I listened to way more than that. Notice Me, great. So Long London and Houdini. All of them are good songs. I'm just kind of surprised that something like The Prophecy is put over High Grace. And I feel kind of lukewarm with Prophecy. And I feel really great about High Grace. It's one of my favorites from Dominic Fike ever. So don't know what's going on there. Okay, I must have been off track a little bit because we're actually down to the final 10. And we don't have anything that's honestly too strange. We have Feel You Now from the Driver Era from my lookalike Ross Lynch. We have SOS because I would listen to SOS into Kill Bill. So maybe that's why we got Kill Bill and you could listen to Kill Bill on its own. But I listen to SOS going to Kill Bill a lot because I love the transition. Bejeweled, great. Boy With Love featuring Halsey, also great. Liar from Justin Timberlake and Fireboy DML. I know it's a corny, cringy song. I'm still going to listen to it. I still enjoy it. Far from SZA, I really like. Z, Boney, very random. That must have just been... Oh, I think I had friends that I was trying to combine our music taste together, and I knew that we both liked Måneskin, so I think that's the reason why we got ZD Boney there. Because is it my favorite song from Måneskin? No. Is it still a good song from Måneskin? Yes. I didn't listen to a ton of Måneskin this year. I didn't react to too much because I don't know really what they're up to. I feel like they're doing separate entities right now, but I don't know. Crush, Crush, Crush from Paramore. I'm really glad to see it here because it's always a good song, and now it will be memorialized as being a good song because it'll be my top songs of this year. Head on Fire from Griffin Sigrid. Still a great song, one of my top songs from the past couple of years, and so I'm glad to see it again here so I can play it again. And Miss Belladonna from Slater. And I like that song, and I think it deserves better. There's a lot of rearranging I would do, and I would love to see what the statistics behind it, if you can kind of go behind the scenes and see exactly how many times you've played all the songs that are on this playlist, because I feel like some songs are tweaked a little bit to be like, oh yeah, you listen to this more than that. I don't know if it's actually a direct 100 list, or if it is just how they're feeling about it. Overall, I think it was a good year in music. I definitely had songs that I played more than others. I will hopefully get to talk to you about some of my favorite albums of this year, because I feel like a lot of these songs did not come out in 2024, because I feel like I heard a lot of it in 2023, and then I just was reliving that as comfort songs while I was then exploring so much new music for me. Again, I'm nearly at 400 new albums this year, so I have listened to a lot. I have not replayed a ton. I've added some stuff to playlists and will look into it. I'm surprised, actually. Guest featuring Billie Eilish is not here. That's surprising. That don't make no sense. I feel like I listen to that a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Random. It's probably in those, last 10 songs probably all have the exact same amount of streams, and it's just random which ones they pick for it. But I'm surprised, especially considering that if they are trying to platform the bigger artists of Charlie XCX and Billie Eilish, like that would be one of the ones they would pick. But maybe I just heard it a lot in dance nights instead of actually listening to it on my own. But I do really like that song. That is really the only one I feel like I snubbed, because it's me snubbing it in theory. But yeah, overall, I really like this. I feel like there is a bit of a representation of both SOS and Tortured Poets Department, but they're both great albums. Do I want Tortured Poets Department to win Album of the Year? No, not at all. Please give it to Chapel or Charlie or Beyonce. Yeah, those are my three, I think, that are my main contenders for it. Give it to Andre 3000, honestly, if you want to. I don't care. I think overall it's a great year in music. Thank you for coming along with me for the ride today and this year and many years if you've been here long. And yeah, I think that's all. Let me know what your top 5 songs and artists are, or any other thoughts you have about my Wrapped or your Wrapped or Wrapped in general, or the music industry in general. Please let me know. I would love to hear all your thoughts down in the comments below. If you like this video, please like it, comment down below what I'm going to do next on my channel. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be. And thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer. Catch you later.